are what you focus on is a very much a law of attraction. Okay. The reason why I chose this topic is because I observe myself and I observe people in my life, and they are trying to change their worlds. We're all trying to change our worlds. We want to switch to another kind of life. So we try various techniques, and what is generally common, I would say, is like people, they would look at the quick fixes in their lives. Things which do not require a lot of work, right? Now, one of them, for example, I would say, is like they will look at, oh, my astrology is such, right? I need to check the charts of, the horoscope and whether I should do this and should that, so that I protect myself and that I get the best out of my life today or the future. So I try to do all those things. Oh, look at the numbers in numerology. And I'll give you a little background, because even though I was in technology consulting, I was very much an expert in numerology. I knew it all. And I also became an expert in feng shui, pillars of destiny. So I would look at all those things, and I would, and I would look at my own life, and I would see that maybe what my life is. When you say you, what you focus on is about you, your life. So when we look at all these things, we really are trying to get the best out of our life. We're trying to get the best of ourselves. But over the years, I found that those things had only a small part of creating the greater me. And applies to you as the greater you. It had a small part, let's say in percentage-wise, maybe 5%, maybe 10%, maybe 20%. So all that energy was going into that. Then the law of attraction, which is very, very correct. If, let's say, for example, if I think that, I'm always being betrayed, you will always be betrayed. Trust me. I used to carry, and sometimes I still do, the worry badge on me. And I found that worrying became my persona. I always worry. And one day God woke me up, shook me up, and I got like a message through my palms. It was a sign that I could not advance into the direction I wanted, into you could say, person who is guiding others in evolution or transformation, if I am going to be so anxious and worrying. I cannot go into that part. I cannot switch into that world. I will remain in that world I was part of before. So God shook me up, and He showed me a sign. And He shows us signs in various different ways, through dreams, through visions. I got the sign through my palm. And yes, you will understand more when you read my book. So, yes, and sometimes the signs could come in other ways, okay? So, because we carry this is the law of attraction, we carry this badge that we have on ourselves, that we cannot shift. And that requires work. It is not something which your perfect number, your perfect feng shui, with spending a lot of money on, would fix. It is small percentage. Putting something somewhere, it's not going to fix it. This is a quick fix, but it's not a real fix. What I say, we spend so much time focusing on the frills when we need to focus on the core. And what is the core? The core is within. And there's so much talk about within. Within, again, is linked to law of attraction. Within is also connecting to God. God resides within. And are we willing to spend the time and effort to really connect with God so that we become what we want to be? Now, you become what you focus on. So, for me, I found that I had to start connecting, when I started connecting within, I could allow myself to go into that expansive, that unlimited, that abundant version of me. And I could choose. Because it's such an abundancy. And I could start choosing. Because that's the thing. So we're no longer the limited self. So if I start focusing on within, I start focusing on bringing out into the world that unlimited version of me, that unlimited possibilities, and that becomes what I focus on. So if you're always focusing on outside, what the world is doing, what the world thinks, or what your neighbor thinks, or what, I'm too alone, too lonely, I'm too frightened, you're not going to be that version of, you're not going to be this fearless, you're not going to be this giant version of you, because you're so focused on the word fear, that external thing, the internal you is not fearful. The internal you is a fearless person. The internal you, the higher you, which is connected to God, and God is waiting to show that you. Waiting to show. But we are so focused on the external, we are so focused on things which are less impactful, and paying so much money on all those things, and trying to go for all those quick fixes when you don't realize we need to really work on within. And that takes a little bit of time. And this is what I say, that God is teaching us a little patience. A caterpillar changes into the butterfly not in one day. All right? A caterpillar takes a little bit of time to change into a butterfly. Are you willing to invest a little bit of time? But it requires focus. So you focus on that. You be patient and you allow the process. You equip yourself with the tools. Yes, Praveen, meditation is part of it. It's part of the process. Meditation is part of the connection. That umbilical cord is the essence. So, but then meditation is one part. Then awareness is another thing. And being aware of your limitations that you put on yourself, being aware of the constant words that we use on ourselves, and the words that we say. The tongue is power of life and death. If I'm always saying I'm fearful, I'm frightened, I'm afraid, you're going to be fearful, frightened, and afraid. And that's what I used to be. Not very long ago. We have a habit of saying no worries. I tend to do that. No worries, no worries. Don't use that word. The tongue has power of life and death. Why? Because we are sound. The spirit is an energy field and it releases a sound. We are unique. Each of us a unique sound. You know that when I actually transformed, my voice was different before. My voice, my sound changed. Of course, we have a unique voice, but we're always mutating and changing and evolving if you allow ourselves. So, yes, that's the thing. Focus on within. Focus on the abundant within. And you become that abundant you. Focus on the fearless within. Focus on the, I'm not afraid of that. I can do whatever I wish that I would like in my reality. And God will. God gives us the desires of our hearts. The only enemy is ourselves. We are the only enemies. And we are the only ones that stops ourselves. We are the only ones who comes up with excuses. And God is just waiting for us. Now there's this one theory here I want to share with you. Probably something that's useful. I did mention in another video is the many worlds interpretation. This is related to quantum physics. Okay? Now, many worlds interpretation talks about how that in each universe branches into innumerable new universes every time a quantum measurement is made. All possibilities are therefore realized. Scientifically, it postulates simply that the wave function never collapses. It simply branches out into its own unique world line, resulting in every possible outcome of every situation existing in physical reality. Which means there are so many possibilities out there for us. You are not fixed by a fate. There's no fixation that is fate, that you are stuck in this. If someone says that this is your chart, and this is that's it. No, it's a guideline, yes. I'm not saying it's 100%, it's a completely wrong. No, there is a truth in it, but it's not all of you. The truth, the majority is the will. That's why being in line with your will, being in line with God's will, takes you another level. We always have to be in the duality of us and God. We are not by ourselves. So if I focus on myself and God, the one version of me and Him becomes another level. I become a much greater person. A weak person like myself, as I shared on Facebook, who was suicidal multiple times. But that person is gone. Because I decided to become one with greater God. And that became my focus. I didn't look at the other things which were smaller in impact. So that through the many worlds interpretation, I switched my reality. I'm no longer afraid. I could have $5 in my bank account. Okay? And I'll still be all right. I remember moving to another country, and I had just like a $500, and we're actually moving there. So I'm not saying that I'm better. I was very fearful before, but when I realized that that I had to change what I had to focus on. The law of attraction is right. We have the quantum state within our DNA. If our DNA is based on the quantum state, that 88 to 97% is based on the quantum state. That means the very essence of us is unlimited. So how can we be fearful? How can it be possible for us to be fearful when we are not designed to be that way? So I thank you very much. And part 1 is complete, and I would like you to visit my website, tahiraamirkhan.com, and also... Sorry, someone tried to call. Please join my... Look forward to seeing you on part 2, where I will speak about a particular program which I'm running. And this has been crafted over the years, the tools, and I will be running this, and it is online, and I will share a little bit my personal story. I thank you very much. Please write the comments, and feel free to private message me, on this if you feel. And yes, you are only limited by what you focus on. We are limited by what you focus on, and if you focus on being limitless, you become limitless. Thank you very much.